Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This is a B1 level grammar lesson. We're going to be talking about modal verbs. We're again working on modal verbs of advisability, and today we're going to be covering should and ought to. So we use should and shouldn't for suggestions. I should or shouldn't call my mom today. You should or shouldn't listen to your teacher. He should or shouldn't exercise more often. We should or shouldn't have a party. You can also use should or shouldn't when something is not right. He shouldn't be in bed. Or when we expect something to happen, the bus should come soon. So now you want to use should plus one of these verbs below. You can pause the video, try these on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, I think you should stay in bed. You do not look well today. Everything is going to be fine. You shouldn't worry about it. Why is everything going wrong? Life shouldn't be so difficult. And Leah should get out more often. She is always at home watching television. Now, ought to is also a modal verb, and we can use ought to in the same way as should. You should take a taxi, or you ought to take a taxi. In the negative, most people drop the to, especially in spoken English, but both are correct. He oughtn't speak so loudly, or he oughtn't to speak so loudly. Um, Also, in American English, we don't use oughtn't very much. Usually we would use shouldn't for the negative. It's not wrong, but it's just not common in American English. All right, so now you're going to use ought or oughtn't. So James ought to stop smoking. It's bad for his health. You oughtn't speak to your teacher like that. It's bad manners. We ought to think about getting a new apartment. This one is too small. Please wear your glasses. You oughtn't read without them. Spelling mishap there, so I'm not used to using oughtn't, so now we'll use ought to or oughtn't plus a verb. Again, pause the video, try these on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check. So he ought to study or he won't pass the exam. People ought to be happier with what they already have. Please, Greg, you oughtn't give chocolate to the dog. I really oughtn't go to bed so late. I'm always tired in the morning. Now choose the one is correct. You ought to speak more clearly. We can't understand you very well. I don't think he should go to school if he is unwell. We don't see Grandma very much. We ought to visit her. I think you should speak with your father about it. He will know what to do. Okay, now these are some sentences that have some mistakes in them, so go ahead and see if you can correct them. Pause the video, try it on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So, I shouldn't to go to bed so late. I need to go earlier. So this one would be I oughtn't, or just I shouldn't. You don't need the to. So shouldn't without the to. I shouldn't go to bed so late. So here, this one would be we oughtn't speak to her now. We can do it tomorrow. Do you think I ought to get a new job? And we shouldn't throw our trash in the street. Put it in the can. All right, so what should your friend do? So you can practice some of these. Give your friend some suggestions using should, shouldn't, ought to, or oughtn't. So here the example, I have an exam tomorrow. Tonight I'm going to a nightclub. You shouldn't go to a nightclub. You should study tonight. So Tobin says, I cough all the time. She is smoking a cigarette. So you could say, you shouldn't smoke, or you oughtn't smoke. Okay, Noah and Aaron say we want to buy a house, but we also want to go on holiday. So here we could say, you shouldn't go on holiday if you want to buy a house. And Malcolm says, I can't see very well. I have to read this book. So you should get glasses. Colin says, I'm so tired. I worked 70 hours this week. So you might tell Colin, you shouldn't work so much. My kids play computer games all day. They never play in the garden. So they ought to play outside more. Either ought to or should. I'm bored. I never have anything to do. You ought to find a hobby. So we could use ought to or should. Orlando says, I want to buy a new phone, but I don't have enough money. Okay. So you should save up for a new phone. All right, and then here we're going to talk about should have done. So today you got up late, you walked to work, you arrived late to work. You should have taken the bus. You didn't take the bus and now you are late to work. Well, you should have when you didn't do it and it would have been the right thing to do. All right, so you didn't lock the door of your house. A thief stole some jewelry from your house. What should you have done? Well, you should have locked the door. You didn't make a reservation at the restaurant. There was no space. When you arrived at the restaurant, what should you have done? You should have made a reservation. All right, and this is the sentence structure for using should have. So we have the subject, should have, plus the verb, plus the rest of the sentence. So I should have called earlier. You should have listened to her. He should have spoken to me about it. She should have driven more carefully. It should have rained by now. We should have come to your party. They should have taken some water. We use the contraction should have in spoken English, so listen and practice these sentences. We should have called you, but I forgot to do it. I studied hard, but I failed the test. I should have passed. They should have studied, but now it's too late. Jody should have listened to you. You were right. All right, now you're going to complete these sentences with should have. You didn't listen to me. You should have listened to me. We drove too fast and we had an accident. We should have driven slowly. I missed my plane. I should have arrived earlier at the airport. You got a D+ on your exam paper. You should have tried harder. All right, so you remember that you need to use the verb 3 after should have. So should have been, should have taken, should have written. And verb 3 is also called the past participle. So which is the verb 3 of the following verbs? So go ahead and try that on your own, and then you can restart when you're ready to check your answers. So forget would be forgotten. Tell, the third form is told. Eat, eaten. Buy, the third form is bought. Drink, the third form is drunk. Take, the third form is taken. Write, the third form is written. Hide, the third form is hidden. Send, the third form is sent. Think, the third form is thought. With go, the third form is gone. For be, the third form is been. Wake up, the third form is woken up. And hang, the third form is hung. Alright, now you'll finish these sentences with should have plus one of the verbs. Again, you can pause the video, try these on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. I don't have my keys. I should have remembered them. You were right and I was wrong. I should have listened to you. I went on holidays, but I don't have any photos. I should have taken some. I can't play any musical instrument. I should have learned when I was young. We are lost. I told you we should have turned left at the traffic lights. I feel so tired today. I should have eaten breakfast this morning. I didn't know that you were in town. You should have called me. It was $150 yesterday, but now it's $175. You should, let's see, you should have bought it earlier. The painting fell off the wall. Someone should have hung it properly. The food was terrible. We should have gone to another restaurant. Oh my, my letter, sorry. Oh, my letter. I should have sent it last week. That was a really dumb thing to do. You should have thought about it. All right, you did it, but you shouldn't have done it. So you feel sick. You ate 2 hamburgers, fries, and a milkshake. What shouldn't you have done? So I shouldn't have eaten so much. Your sister is angry with you. You told her a lie. What shouldn't you have done? I shouldn't have lied. All right, and then here's the sentence structure for when something is the wrong thing to do. It's the subject plus shouldn't have plus the third form of the verb, and they're in the rest of the sentence. I shouldn't have called earlier. You shouldn't have listened to her. He shouldn't have spoken to me about it. She shouldn't have driven more carefully. It shouldn't have been so difficult. We shouldn't have come to your party. And they shouldn't have drunk so much. We use shouldn't have plus the verb 3 when it was the wrong thing to do, but you did it. You should have taken the bus. You didn't take the bus, and now you're late to work. You shouldn't have taken the bus. You did take the bus, and now the bus is stuck in traffic. All right, so now we're going to practice these sentences. Annika shouldn't have drunk so much coffee. You were wrong. I shouldn't have listened to you. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have spoken to you like that. All right, now you're going to use shouldn't have or should have in these sentences. Again, you can pause the video, try these on your own, and then restart when you're ready to continue. So I was wrong. I should have listened to you. We shouldn't have slept so late. We're going to miss the train. We don't have much money this month, so you shouldn't have bought tickets for that concert. I knew you would be scared. You shouldn't have watched that movie. I told you to remember your keys. You shouldn't have forgotten them. You were wrong and I was right. I shouldn't have listened to you. I think that shrimp was bad. I shouldn't have eaten it. And that guy is such a gossip. You shouldn't have told him your secret. We are late. I told you we shouldn't have stopped for coffee. I feel so tired today. I shouldn't have woken up so early this morning. She's not talking to us at the moment. You shouldn't have been so nasty to her. And why did you send the email? You shouldn't have written it when you were angry. I knew his iPad would get broken. He shouldn't have taken it to school. Yes, she's tired today. She should have gone to bed earlier. What do you want me to say? You should have arrived at the meeting on time. And they ate all the candy. We should have hidden it in a better place. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.